Before we show you the proper way to conduct an interview, we want to tell you a little bit about why conducting a proper interview is important. First of all, interviews help you learn about the candidates of the interview. During the interview, think about these things. Would this candidate fit with our company? Would this candidate fit with our employees? Does this candidate have skills to complete the essential functions of the position? If the answer is no to any of these questions, then it is best to let the candidate know that they will not be getting the position. These questions are easier to manage if the interviewer has properly prepared for the interview. This includes having well-thought questions and all the supplies needed to carry on the interview. There are 3 types of interviews. The first is structured, in which all candidates are asked the exact same set of questions. The second is semi-structured, which has a list of questions to base the interview off of. Some of the questions are asked and some are not. It is up to the interviewer. This type of interview allows the interviewer to add questions or not ask certain questions based upon how the candidate responds. And the third type is unstructured, which has no predetermined questions. Every interview is different. It is more like a conversation with the candidate. This type is a lot harder to compare candidates due to the fact that not all interviewers will interview the same, and the conversations that they had would be completely different. We will show an example of the semi-structured interview today. It is important to properly open the interview. This will make the interview go more smoothly as well as make the candidate feel more comfortable. Some ways to do this are asking easy questions non-related to the job, using an icebreaker to get the candidate more comfortable. These will help build trust between the candidate and the interviewer.
Hello, I'm John.
I'm Cassie.
Great to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Hope you found the place okay.
Yes, your directions were really helpful. Thank you so much.
You can also ask different kinds of questions to warrant different answers. For example, behavioral questions. These are very beneficial when interviewing due to the fact that they let the interviewer get to know how the candidate feels about certain situations or instances that may occur at your company. It also can help you get to know the candidate on a more personal level, which is helpful in determining if they are going to go well in the company and with your other employees. These questions can be worded along the lines of, name a time in the past in which blank happened and how did you handle it? Here's an example of a behavioral question.
Tell me a time when you made a mistake at work. What did you do and how did you fix it?
Well, on my very first sales job by myself, I misinformed one of our customers about a deal on a package that he could have. And as soon as I realized my mistake, I went and I spoke with my manager about other deal options that we could offer him and worked with the customer to make sure that he still got what he wanted and yet the company still made a profit off of it.
Tell me of a time when an upset customer came to you with a problem. What was the problem and how did you handle it?
Well, one of our brides actually switched her theme at the last minute and we couldn't get everything in for the theme that she wanted. So she came to me very upset and we worked around her schedule and worked and got a lot of different vendors in to help make sure that everything worked out just like she wanted.
Okay, great.
There are other types of questions an interviewer can ask as well. It is important to understand how to word questions in order not to reveal a protected class. Direct questions are specific questions that require a yes or no answer. They're also called closed-ended questions. They are used to learn specific background information. Open-ended questions are specific questions that require some explanations. This is used to allow candidates to expand on certain topics or areas of interest. And situational questions, which ask how the applicant would react in a particular situation. It tests them in a given situation. Here is an example of an open-ended question.
So tell me about any past experience you may have that relates to this position we have open.
Well, I was a hospitality major at Mizzou with an emphasis in conference and event planning. While I was there, I was also Vice President of Campus Relations for my business fraternity, which meant that I was the lead event planner for everything homecoming for our centennial homecoming at Mizzou. And I had my very first event planning internship after my freshman year of college. So I've dealt with a lot of event planning relations like that.
Yeah, that's impressive.
When interviewing a potential candidate, it is important to give the candidate some information about the company. Giving information tells the candidate what your company is all about, and make sure that they know everything they need to know about the company and if they think that they would be a good fit for the company.
All right, let me tell you a little bit about our company to start off with. We're Red Frog Events. We're headquartered in Chicago, Illinois. We have an amazing internship program for the fact that you won't just be answering phones, doing busy work, standing by the fax machine. We only hire within, so we make sure our interns are directing real events and being thrown into the mix with other event planners. It's a great real-life experience. It'll help you realize that this is the job you seriously want. And all of our interns are expected to work at least 3 months, and we offer positions year-round. Do you have any questions about our company?
No.
After you are done giving your information and have answered any questions the candidate may have, it is time to close the interview. It is important to let the candidate know if you will not be hiring them. If you believe the candidate would be a good fit for the position, take the proper steps to proceed in the hiring process. This video showed you the proper way to ask questions and act while interviewing potential employees. However, interviews don't always go this well.
I'd like to thank you so much for your time. Unfortunately, I don't believe you're the best fit for this position. Thank you for coming out today and speaking with me.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, thanks for your time.
It's nice meeting you. Well, after talking to you, I really think you would fit in well with the company. Seeing as this was a preliminary interview, I would like to set up a time for a second interview. Someone will be in touch with you later this evening to get that scheduled for you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for your time and for this opportunity. I'm really excited to hear
It was
from
a
you.
pleasure meeting you.
One of the errors that may occur during an interview is when an interviewer forms a strong first impression of the candidate and carries that with them throughout the entire interview. This is normally based on appearance, attitudes or body gestures, or information attained about the candidate prior to the interview. A problem with this is interviewers that are guilty of this oftentimes let their initial thoughts about the candidate blur any other ideas or achievements that the candidate may have to offer. This can potentially cause the company to miss out on a good opportunity or a good match for the company due to the interviewer not being able to get over their first opinion of the candidate.
Hi, I'm Cassie.
Hi, I'm John.
Nice to meet you.
I guess we'll get this going. Can you tell me some of your experience that would qualify you for this position?
Yeah, I'm actually a hospitality major at Mizzou, and I'm focusing on conference and event planning. I've already had 2 internships related to hospitality and event planning, and I'm the lead event planner for my business fraternity. So I've dealt with a lot of stuff, including the Centennial Homecoming.
Okay. Well, that is a lot of experience, but unfortunately, I don't think this is going to be a good match for you here. I do appreciate your time, though.
Just that one question?
Yeah, it was nice meeting you, though.
Okay,
Okay.
thanks.
Another kind of error is the halo effect, in which one really good thing about the candidate overshadows their lack of qualifications for the job. The problem with the halo effect is that the candidate could be hired for the wrong reasons, potentially leading to an increased turnover rate in time. While the interviewer and the candidate had a similar interest, does not automatically mean that the candidate was qualified for this position. It is important as an interviewer to stay objective, but still personal.
So you volunteer at the Special Olympics. I've been volunteering there for 3 years. Did you ever help plan any of their events?
Not really. I just kind of went to like tennis tournaments and stuff and handed them trophies.
Okay. So I see you haven't really had much event experience.
No, but I mean it seems really cool though.
Well, I still think you'll be a great fit with the volunteer experience with the Special Olympics.